Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what do, how we live. And let's continue the NBA Mount Rushmore series I've been doing, where I name who I believe are the four best players in each decade. Started with the 2010s. Today I'll be doing the 1970s. Also previously did NBA Mount Rushmore videos for four best players in each franchise's history, four best players at each position NBA history. But let's take a look at the four I chose in alphabetical order by last name. 1970s Mount Rushmore. We got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Walt Frazier, John Havlicek, and Elvin Hayes. Those are the four I chose. And let me specify that I'm not including ABA for these Mount Rushmore. So guys like Dr. J and Rick Barry played, maybe around half the decade in the ABA. So that's why they weren't, I wouldn't say not eligible, but not on here. They're definitely honorable mentions, though, as they did play in the NBA as well. But other honorable mentions include Dave Cowens, Wes Unseld, Bill Walton, Bob Lanier, Tiny Archibald, and Bob McAdoo. But let's get into the four I chose in a little more detail, starting with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So also, let me say 70s. I'm considering the 1969-70 to 78-79 seasons. So in the decade of the 70s, Abdul-Jabbar played the first 6 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks and the last 4 with the Los Angeles Lakers. In the decade, he won 5 MVPs, 70-71, 71-72, 73-74, 75-76, and 76-77. Other seasons in the decade, MVP finishes second, third, fourth, twice, and fifth. Won Rookie of the Year in 1969-70. All-Star 9 of the 10 seasons. Made the All-NBA first team on 6 different occasions. Second team, 3 different occasions. First team All-Defense 3 times. Second team All-Defense 5 times. So, for the decade. So, steals and blocks were not a stat until the 73-74 season, so when I say those averages, it'll be from 73-74 to 78-79. But in 773 games, Abdul-Jabbar posted averages in the decade of 28.6 points, 14.8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.3 steals, 3.5 blocks, shooting 55.1% from the field. Abdul-Jabbar won back-to-back scoring titles in 70-71 and 71-72. 2 of 4 seasons, he averaged at least 30 points per game. Led the league in blocks 3 times, with blocks as a stat. Averaged at least 3 blocks all 6 seasons. Double-digit rebounding totals every year. Led the league in 75-76. That was one of 4 seasons. He averaged at least 16 and averaged at least 12.8 every season. Had 3 seasons averaging at least 5 assists per game. Led the league in field goal percentage in the 76-77 season. Every season in the decade, Abdul-Jabbar had over a 50% field goal percentage. Should also mention, of course, he started his career as Lou Alcindor. But won a title in 1971 with the Milwaukee Bucks. And in the playoffs for the decade, 79 games, averages 30.2 points, 16.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1.3 steals, 3.2 blocks. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, easy choice for the 1970s Mount Rushmore. Let's go next with the man known as Clyde. Walt Frazier played the first 8 seasons of the decade with the New York Knicks, the final 2 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. In the decade, Frazier had MVP finishes of 4th, 6th, 7th, 11th. Made the All-Star team each of the first 7 seasons in the decade. All-NBA first team 4 times. All-NBA second team twice. Was named to the All-Defensive team in the first 6 seasons of the decade. If we take a look at his averages, in 668 games, Frazier had averages of 20.2 points, 6 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.9 steals. Frazier averaged more than 20 points per game each of the first 7 seasons of the decade. First 6 seasons of the decade. Averaged more than 5 assists the first 8 seasons of the decade. Averaged at least 6 rebounds per game each of the first 7 seasons in the decade. Had back-to-back seasons averaging at least 2 steals per game, 73-74 and 74-75. Frazier had a couple seasons where he shot better than 50% from the field, often shot over 80% from the free throw line, including um, 80% for the entire decade. So was excellent both on offense and defense. And the Knicks only have 2 championships in their franchise history, and Frazier was a part of both of them in 1970 and 73. In 79 postseason games in the decade, Frazier averaged 21.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, 6.1 assists, 2.1 steals. Actually shot with better efficiency, 51.6%. And Game 7 of 1970 NBA Finals to secure the Knicks' first ever championship. In that Game 7, Frazier had 36 points, 19 assists, and 7 rebounds. Walt Frazier, the second member of the 1970s Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with the man known as Hondo. That is John Havlicek. Now, Havlicek's career ended in 77-78, so played 9 seasons in the decade, all with the Boston Celtics. In the decade, Havlicek had MVP finishes of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th, and 10th, was an all-star all 9 seasons of the decade, made the All-NBA first team 4 times, All-NBA second team 3 times, made 5 all defensive first teams and 2 all defensive second teams. But in the decade, Havlicek played in 719 games, averages of 21.9 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.2 steals, 83.9% from the charity stripe. Havlicek averaged more than 20 points per game each of the first 5 seasons, including 2 seasons where he averaged more than 27 points per game. Often was a triple-double threat. Each of the first 4 seasons, more than 7 rebounds per game. Each of the first 4 seasons of the decade, more than 6.5 assists per game. Shot better than 80% from the charity stripe every season in the decade. Havlicek led the league in minutes per game, both in 70-71 and 71-72. Each of the 5 season steals were a stat that he played. He averaged at least 1.1 steals per game during that time. The Celtics won championships in 1974 and 1976, and Havlicek was Finals MVP in the first one of those. But in the decade, he played in a total of 76 playoff games, averaged 21.9 points, 5.7 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 1.1 steals. John Havlicek, the third member of my 1970s Mount Rushmore. And let's end with the biggie, Elvin Hayes. Elvin Hayes played the first 3 seasons of the decade with the Rockets, the last 7 with the Bullets. In the decade, Hayes had MVP finishes of third twice, 5th, 7th, and 8th and 10th. Made the All-NBA first team 3 times, All-NBA second team 3 times as well. Also made 2 All-Defensive second teams, and he was an All-Star every season in the decade. If we take a look at his numbers from the decade, Hayes played in 815 games, so super durable. Averages 23.2 points, 14.2 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.5 blocks per game. Hayes averaged more than 20 points per game in 9 of the 10 seasons, more than 27 in 2 of them. Twice led the league in rebounding, 69-70 and 73-74. 3 seasons averaging more than 16 rebounds per game, at least 11 rebounds per game in every one of the seasons. Again, Elvin Hayes, super durable, led the league in minutes per game twice, and played in at least 80 games in every season in the decade, so never missed more than 2 games in any season. Hayes was a part of the Washington Bullets championship team in 1978. For the decade, Hayes played in a total of 85 playoff games, averages of 23 points, 13 rebounds, 1.2 steals, 2.6 blocks. Elvin Hayes, the fourth member of my 1970s Mount Rushmore. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with the four that I chose. Tomorrow I'll be doing the 1960s. I'm going to end with the 1950s. So I have 2 more days of this. Again, all these NBA Mount Rushmores, as well as NHL, NFL, and MLB playlists. MLB Mount Rushmores, I should say, are all in playlists for your viewing pleasure. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.